Hello and welcome to Lot 49. Today is the 14th of December. I would like to talk today about immigration situation in the UK. Today's topic, more specifically public opinion and figures of how many people are actually in the country. Right, so the first polling comes from the Migration Observatory. This was a study released last year on the 28th of September. Yes, this was about public opinions at that time. 37% of the population said immigration needs to be reduced by a lot. While 52% said that it needs to be reduced at some level. This includes that 37%. So the majority of the population believe that immigration, slim majority, think that immigration really needs to come down. But despite that, only 33% thought that immigration was actually a bad thing, problem for the country. It's just the amount of people that have been coming into the country that's the problem for them, mainly. Okay, so next we'll move on to an earlier article from the National Centre for Social Research in 2022. It found that people would generally not. It compared findings from a article from a study in 2002 and one in 2022. So that's a 20-year difference. Bearing in mind that the 2002 one had happened sort of after the 9/11 terrorist attacks, so that people's feelings about maybe somewhat at that time have been altered by dependent on those events. So as for people of the same ethnic and racial grouping as white British people settling, mainly Europeans, as to other Europeans settling in Britain, the favourability of that changed from about 12% in 2002 to about 35% in 2022. So that is an increase, but it's still only about a third of the population are keen on immigration from. And in that same period, as regards to people from other non-European backgrounds, that changed from about 8% in 2002 to 34% in 2022. So it's not so much about the ethnic background of the immigrants, it seems, but there's still only about a third of the population is in favour of immigration from any background, really. Well, at least according to that survey. I think the article itself, the National Centre for Social Research article, put a very sort of bright spin on it. I don't think it actually. It is still a public opinion is still heavily against immigration. Yes, so the next one comes from the Office of National Statistics, and this is via the House of Commons Library. It says that in 2023 there were 1.2 million people migrated to the UK from outside it, and 479,000 immigrated from it. That's a net immigration of 782,000, and that's just for that year, so about just over 750,000. It also estimates, the Office of National Statistics also estimates that for the year ending in June 2021 there were 6 million people living in Britain with a foreign nationality, and of those 3.4 million of them were from the EU, so that's 2.6 from outside the EU, 2.6 million. And in a ad hoc estimate in 2023, again in June, the Office of National Statistics also said that the number had risen to 11.4 million overall foreigners, the same number of EU migrants. So that's 2.6 to 5.4 million non-EU migrants in the country. Well, that's in England and Wales, sorry. And this ultimately raises, they said it was about, the number of migrants made up about 18% of the total population of England and Wales, which is enormous. I can't help wondering if something happened between 2021 and 2023 that would have increased that population, that non-EU population. But anyway, yeah, I'm trying to get to grips with British issues and politics. So this has been an important first step, I think, of just how severe the issue is, has become recently. So I've left the sources used in this down in the description and in the credits. So anyway, feel free to like, comment, share and subscribe, and until next time, have a good day or evening, as you can quite clearly see.